Welcome to the channel PK 2023. Hope everyone has a good time watching our videos.
The next Chelsea manager has a glaring issue to solve. The first question for all of Chelsea's prospective full-time managers during the interview process to replace Graham Potter should simply be, how will you make us score? It is a question that Potter could not answer, and one that his predecessor Thomas Tuchel also wrestled with. Acting head coach Bruno Salter watched Chelsea miss chance after chance, and Julian Nagelsmann, Luis Enrique and whoever else the club speak to should start work on a solution if they want to succeed where others have failed. The managers change, the players change, and yet the outcome in front of goal does not change. Against Liverpool, Kai Havertz, Mateo Kovacic and João Felix were the guilty parties in front of co-controlling owner Betot Egbali, who was joined in his Stamford Bridge box by another of Chelsea's former head coaches, Frank Lampard. Obviously, it's the executions when they are in front of the goal that is the problem, said Bruno. They are human beings and the confidence is to be there, and sometimes when one goes in, after there is a consequence. Havertz added, I think at the moment, especially after the weekend loss to Aston Villa, we lost a bit of confidence. It doesn't make it easier, but we are all professionals and it is our job to score. Lampard would be able to tell Egbali all about how Havertz is not a natural number 9, given his team also paid the price for passing up their opportunities, with the German flattering to deceive too often. Egbali and co-sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, who were also in attendance, could do a lot worse than ask for Lampard's opinion on who should be Potter's successor. Gone are the days when Chelsea could count on Lampard to smash in a shot from the edge of the area or come up with a big goal when the occasion demanded it. The former midfielder would have fancied himself to bury at least a couple of chances the current side squandered against a much-changed Liverpool team, whose own frustration culminated in a heated exchange between captain Jordan Henderson and goalkeeper Alisson Becker. Lampard would surely tell Egbali and company to get Mason Mount on the pitch and do everything in their power to keep him. Mount was again left on the substitutes bench, while Mykhailo Mudryk, who was yet to score for Chelsea, was sent on to try to get a goal. Even though Potter has left, the treatment of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang remains the same, as the striker once again watched Chelsea fire blanks from his sofa. At least N'Golo Kante started his first game since August, and for 70 minutes, before he was replaced by Conor Gallagher, the Frenchman was the best player on the pitch. But not even Kante's return could inspire victory, and Chelsea's Premier League season now looks to be practically over, with the club still in the bottom half of the table. There remains the prospect of next week's Champions League quarter-final first leg tie against Real Madrid, and the way Chelsea played, if not their finishing, will be cause for optimism that the European campaign might not go the same way as the league season. There are still 9 games to play and Chelsea don't deserve to be 11th, said Havertz. It's not nice, but we all have to stick together, and we are also in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. We need the fans as well, and we are all in the same boat. In case Chelsea cannot appoint a new permanent manager before the game against Real Madrid, at least Bruno now has experience of picking a team and taking responsibility from the touchline. Potter had worn a hoodie and black skinny jeans on the touchline in his final match in charge, but Bruno went for a club tracksuit and coat as he stood at the edge of his technical area. He shouted instructions, clapped his encouragement, and briefly celebrated it 2 goals, from Reece James and Havertz, that were correctly disallowed following VAR checks. The fact the night ultimately ended in frustration gave Bruno the full experience of being the Chelsea head coach. It was truly difficult to enjoy, said Bruno. It's been really difficult, sad and disappointing, but I've just been trying to focus on being the best version of myself and help the boys. Asked if he expects to be in charge for Saturday's trip to Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bruno added, as it stands I expect to go home and rest and focus on day by day. The owners know the staff are going to be as professional as we can. We try to represent this club the best we can. We know the standards here and what is demanded.
Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe channel, comment and sharing our videos.